Young Cecil was a different type of man in Invincible. I thought he was just an old man that was well prepared, but damn. So listen, he walks into this building on a secret mission, of course. My boy does not play. He walks in and this lady hits him with a namaste. How may I help you find your inner peace? And he says, peace? Peace? I want problems! Now! And pulls that thing out. He tells everyone to get out, and this lady thinks it's a whole robbery. He breaks in to have a look, realizes there's not really much there, and he calls off the guard saying that there's nothing there. But he didn't look hard enough. And this lady knows there's no backup because she just heard him. So she starts swinging. Ends up taking his walkie-talkie and his gun, and it looks like Cecil's cooked. Or is he? In all fairness, he gets beaten the first time, then realizes that he's got a taser. He still lost that round, but it's all going according to plan. But then she starts yapping about her plan, you know, what she's going to do and how this is going to save civilization and everything. And personally, it's just a stupid idea. Like, I don't even want to explain how stupid it is because I'd be wasting both of our time. And while she's doing it, he just knocks her clean out. Now it's time to defuse the bomb. Oh, man. Turns out Cecil was stalling the entire time, probably because he saw this big sign on the way in, which just screams trouble, and him calling them off was actually code for come quickly now, I'm in trouble! Now that these two have heard this, they realise they have no clue what they're doing and they have to set the bomb off now, and they just pack everyone up, including themselves. But Cecil decides to sacrifice himself to save everyone, and this man did not look nice. And to describe it pretty well, he looks like me after drinking non-flavoured vodka. He wakes up somehow recovering really well after the surgery. He looks brand new. And all bro cared about is how many people he couldn't save. He also ended up getting a huge scar on his face, and he said he wanted to keep it because he wanted a reminder how he failed them. Which is crazy because he saved like thousands of people. Skip a couple weeks and now they're in big trouble. Cecil's carrying his boss because he's obviously injured, and they're trying to escape this guy, I guess. And I saw what he did to the superheroes, let alone regular spies, but then Cecil lets that lead fly. It doesn't work. This man is bulletproof. And they're actually finished. They are gone if he gets too close to them. Or is he? Because, BOW! Fire Fist, who should have died, you know, because beforehand they got melted by the gas. But they're back now and they're kicking this man to bits. And Cecil was like, what on earth is going on? I saw them die. And the big boss is saying, well, they're way too valuable to lose. I mean, that does make sense, but they are unhinged. Like, I would not trust these two. And this is exactly what Invincible was saying earlier on in the series. Or in this episode, I'm not too sure. But bro is not happy to see any of this, let alone them. So he lets the spare bullets in his chamber go. He does not play around. Unfortunately, this landed him in prison. And it does not look good at all. He is in a terrible prison. Bro didn't do anything that bad to be in Arkham Asylum. These people have straight up powers. He doesn't. Just look at this guy! Look! Let's just hope he doesn't drop the soap. Turns out he managed to turn this place fully around. There were like 3 deaths a week in this place, but he managed to spin it around in 3 years somehow, which is crazy. But then he's offered a promotion. Turns out they were spying on him the entire time, and he doesn't fancy taking that right away. Obviously he takes it, that's why he's here. And at first the people ain't feeling him, especially these guys, making jokes about my boy behind his back, and let alone they're handing in jokes for reports, and he sees this, all because he was in prison. They're not taking him seriously, and bro threatens to use that aura against him until Joe Jonah Jameson gets involved. They offered to use the Immortal, and Cecil goes, nah, I got this thing covered. Bro comes in with that aura once again, persuades Omni-Man to be with them. Well, he was with them already, but you know. And looking back at the clips, turns out they think he was lying because his heart rate gone up and his pupils were dilated. So they put a track on this guy and try to figure out his kryptonite, or contingency plans, whatever you want to call it. But what this man was doing to Invincible was even worse. To sum it up, Cecil was doing the exact same thing his boss was doing, but to Mark. And Mark had the exact same reaction, but a lot more threatening. And he goes to mess up Cecil's robots. And once he takes those out, who's next? So he did not want to see any of that. So bro hits him with that high frequency earbud, taking him out instantly. And he's bragging to Mark saying, you remember that little lobster that got you earlier? Yeah, we match the frequency. And tell him, yeah, you're hearing that from an earpiece. He rips one out. Not that earpiece, buddy. The one we put in your head when you are unconscious, which is 100% devious. Mark ends up fleeing to see the Guardians and begs for a robot to free him from Cecil. Understandably, this man is a dog, and he rocks up right away and manages to keep them all at bay until he lets it off. And in all fairness, from a fight with all these guys, all he managed to get was a bad hand, which will definitely get fixed later. Then he lets Mark know that my boy don't play with that. Don't even bother threatening him. Oh! Never mind, we're not going to talk about this. But all things considered, my man should have been long dead because he survived everyone he's gone up against, and he's just a human. Like and subscribe, please.